Hello everyone, we're going to get into a very simple thing called disk swapping. You're going to need this for more than a few of these cords like Sega CD, PlayStation 1, and so on. Right now I'm going to open up RetroArch icon from the main user interface. And if you remember, I said in previous videos you could go into my extras folder within my core set, into the Hashi folder, and of course add the Clover SNES as a game, and you could have it on the main user interface. But right now I'm going to load core. I'm going to load the PlayStation rearmed core. Then I'm going to load content. I'm not doing a dummy folder right now. I'm actually doing the normal method of loading the games, but I'm just using this as a primary example on my personal method of swapping the disk out when pertinent to do so. So I'm going to the directory that I added disk 1 of Final Fantasy VIII as the main game in, right here. You see, there's an M3U file. You could use that to switch disks. That is one way of doing it. But I'm going to show you my own personal method of doing it, which has worked for quite a few games, and I've had no problems playing through Final Fantasy VII, Fear Effect, and so on. But I'm loading, we're going to load disk 1 here for a moment. Now what I did is I added disk 1 as the main game, and then I went into that same exact directory that disk 1 installed to, and I copied disk 2. So what you do is copy disk 2, 3, and 4 all to that same directory. As a result, they will be all tethered to the exact same save file based on the CLV folder that they are within. And I'll give you a primary example of how this works within a minute here. But I have Final Fantasy VIII right now. And I'm simply going to go to load content, start directory. I'm going to that same exact folder. And I'm going to load disk 2. Now what would typically happen is you play disk 1 all the way through, and when you get to the very tail end of it, it's going to create a save file that is tethered to the CLV folder that you place the games within, which is the folder I just showed you a minute ago. And watch what happens here. So I'm on disk 2 right now. If you properly play all the way through disk 1 and have the save file there, by clicking continue here, it'll actually just load right into disk 2 with no problem whatsoever. But what I'm going to try to do here is start a new game from disk 2 and watch what happens. Please insert disk 1. So now I'm going to use the proper method of swapping disks, and you can do this for most of the cords that require this ability. I'm going to go into the same thing, quick menu, disk control, disk image append. I'm going to that same exact folder. And now I'm going to select disk 1. And then I'm going to let it just go. So it swapped the disk 1 without any issues whatsoever. And if I play this all the way through to the end, it'll create a memory save file, and I'll be able to load disk 2 and click continue. Not very difficult, is it? But there are other workaround methods of doing this, and I'm going to link to a tutorial that BS Lenold put together that'll help you out with the other ways of doing this, but this is my own personal method. I simply add the first disc of the series, and then I copy and paste the additional disc into the same exact directory, and then I simply load content and go to that directory. It's very easy, or you can do the disk append.